everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Andrew Rants, the video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world, and I bitch and complain about stuff that pisses me off, annoys me, drives me up a tree, and makes me wonder why, oh why, the world continues to revolve around stupidity. Well, okay, I know with the current situation going on, there's that, and I'm not here to talk about that, no. No, I'm more pissed off at a set of commercials that have been airing for a while now. Now, okay, a lot of commercials are, we're all in this together and everything else, and I'm fine with that. But there was a set of commercials that I keep seeing from time to time, and these commercials bother me. Why do they bother me so badly? Because once again, I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world to say, from the top of my lungs, mind you, stop blaming millennials! First of all, I hate the term, okay? I honest to God, I hate this term. My one friend keeps saying that every single time somebody from my age range does something that she disapproves of. Oh, you millennials are all ungrateful. I have to constantly hold back my tongue. Her own nephew has to hold back his tongue. I get pissed off and annoyed when people just want to up and blame my generation for their problems. Look, I know shit rolls downhill. I'm well aware of that concept, that shit rolls downhill. You want to know how I know it so well? Because it's happened to me. Whenever something bad happens to somebody above you, it dribbles down to you. Believe me, I have had plenty of times when that has happened to me in my life, so much that if I'd have to see a shrink, I would pretty much be buying them a condo on Mars. What does that tell you? So believe me when I say I understand that concept of shit rolls downhill. But the commercials that I've seen, it was a Safe Auto commercial, or State Farm. I think it was Safe. It was an auto insurance commercial, okay? And they're basically interviewing people. And it's like two parents and a kid. It's like mom here, daughter here, dad over here. And the daughter's like, my parents are so unforgiving. They they dropped me off their car insurance, and their complaints, like, blah, 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 this and that. And the parents are like, you live with us for free. It's like, and my phone's, like, really out of date. All my friends have much better phones. I just feel so left out. I think to myself, why is this a commercial? Oh, it's because you're supposed to grow up, get your own car insurance, get off your parents' insurance. Uh-huh. Okay. So, bad-mouthing the generation that you're trying to encourage is not a good idea here. That's not a really safe and stable marketing concept, is it? No? I didn't think so. Yeah. So then you have the entire concept of, oh, yeah. So then there's another one where these two parents are going, our retirement goals seem to be getting further and further away. And with our kids still living with us, we'll probably never retire. That's why, I forget the name of the auto insurance at this point, they know about us. They take care of us and they help us. And then the kid chimes in with, guys, I told you, once I become a famous video game player, I'll take care of you. And if that doesn't work, I'll just trade cryptocurrency. Okay, for this point, I'd like to say the following. 1, not all millennials are goddamn idiots. And please stop calling us that. I hate that term. I have to use it to make a point, but I hate it. Believe me, I'm facing my own bile right now. 2, why are you lumping all of us in with 2 particular sets of people? You are always going to have spoiled brats and ones that think that they know it more than anybody else. That does not equate an entire generation. I have had this argument before. I know I've done a video on this before. Yet here I am again, atop my metaphorical soapbox pedestal, bitching and complaining once again. Apparently my message didn't get through the first time. Let me try again louder. Then, maybe we'll get somewhere. I honestly cannot understand the concept why everybody has to blame the next generation for their problems. Oh, well, you're not doing things the way we want you to do them. Oh, okay, and how did you act when you were our age? The same way we're acting now, right? No, we were much more responsible. We cared about our friends and family. We cared about our colleagues. We were out there busting our asses to make sure that we had a good life to live. Do the 60s ring a bell for any of you? Look, I'm 30. Do the 60s ring a bell for any of you? Woodstock? Any of those things kind of ringing a bell? If they are, you might want to pick it up. Yeah, it might be important. I mean, come on! I said this in my last video about this. Every generation has their own way of doing something. Each generation will figure out and actually come to the conclusion of, hey, look, this isn't going to work the way our parents want us to do something. Look at my grandparents' generation. They did stuff one certain way. My mom's generation obviously did things differently because they realized, look, this isn't going to work. We can't do what our parents want to do. We want to try to come up with our own ideas, and they did that. Enter my generation, where we want to do the same thing, only half the time it's met with, well, you can't do that. That's a stupid idea, or, well, no, you shouldn't do that because you don't know what you're doing. You need to do it the way that we did it. Or you'll have the generation before that going, no, you need to do it the way that we did it. Not understanding the concept that both of those generations' way of doing things has altered dramatically from what it used to be. When I was job hunting for the longest time, I had relatives that honestly thought I'd just go to the place, say, give me a job, and they hand me a job. It doesn't work like that. You have to fill out an application. Most places, you have to fill out a questionnaire and do I always love this, a personality test to prove whether or not you're a fit for the company. And the personality test will always sink you. It doesn't matter if you're a saint or a sinner. It doesn't matter if you're a nice person or a worst asshole the neighborhood has ever seen. That test is going to basically say you're not fit to join the company. And if you are, it's a miracle. But then they basically have you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. And when you try to explain this to people, the first words out of their mouths are, oh, you're just making up excuses. No, I'm goddamn not. Why don't you go out there and you try? You fill out the applications. You drop off the resumes. You deal with the phone calls asking you 60,000 questions just to see if you can get a job stocking groceries. You go to the interview where they have to look at you and go, well, you're kind of tall and menacing looking. I don't really think you're going to be too much of a fit here. I was thinking you were going to be average height, but I can't say that, though, to your face, but I can give you that look, though. You can probably figure it out and just bow out of this. No, you're not bowing out of this, huh? Oh, we really can't hire you. I'm sorry. No, let's really get down to the nitty-gritty here. I mean, I get annoyed when I constantly hear people complaining, oh, well, your generation's going to be the downfall. Your generation doesn't know what they want to do. Your generation's just ruining it for everybody else. I pity the kids that you're going to have. Your generation shouldn't have any kids. I find that insulting. Because I almost guarantee you that same phrase of lines was said to my parents' generation. I guarantee you my mom's generation was told the exact same thing from my grandparents' generation. And there's a good chance that some of my grandparents' generation was told the same thing by their parents. It's a constant cycle that keeps being repeated. And now is once again being repeated to market car insurance. Car insurance. Have you ever noticed how expensive that shit is? That stuff's expensive as all hell, but it's a mandatory thing you need to have. Okay, yeah. I understand it because if you end up rear-ending somebody, there's a good chance they're going to scream whiplash. And then they're going to take you to court. And then they're going to sue the pants off you. And then after you get arrested for indecent exposure, you're going to need a lawyer that's going to be able to fight that and all types of hell going on. Whereas car insurance, hey, look, my vehicle got trashed. Oh, that's not a problem. You pay this much, but you're also paying for everybody else's accidents. If somebody drives a $15,000 car and wraps it around a light pole, guess what? You're now having your rates increase that you pay a month because jackass A decided to wrap their car around telephone pole B. It's a lovely system that screws you to the wall left and right. But it's a mandatory thing. But using the slandering of my generation to market car insurance pisses me off. Okay? And you can't tell me, oh, Andrew, they're arguing about the next generation. It's not your generation. No, it is. Because that's the way they're making it seem like. Oh, well, this generation only cares about doing stuff online. They want to do YouTube and make videos all the time. They don't want to get out there and actually get some physical work done. No, they're making everybody else do that. They're lazy bunch of pricks. Bastards! We're the ones that are coming up with better ideas to not only make it safer for us, but less dangerous for us, and less dangerous for the next generation, and the generation after that, and the generation after that. Think about it. When my grandparents started working, there was probably no such thing as problems that they could deal with. As my mom kept saying, when she was growing up, she knew all the neighbors. You could walk around with your doors wide open. Nobody would do anything. Nowadays, 5 different bolt locks, 3 different alarm systems. There's a chance that you have a dog that knows to attack the nutsack or the private area of anybody that crosses that threshold of a door or window that they don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's real safe now, boys and girls. But of course, my grandparents' generation didn't have to deal with that. If they did, you don't ever hear them say anything about it because, no, we're the good generation. My mom's generation was the piss-poor generation. My generation's the lazy generation. Really. Whereas my generation actually is coming up with better ideas to utilize technology that's being created to better our lives so that we don't actually have to waste 90% of it working ourselves to death and we can enjoy ourselves more. You know, the thing that my mom's generation wanted to do and that my grandfather's generation wanted to do, but they weren't able to do, we're able to do. That way the next generation will be able to just have technology where they can literally think about what they want to have done and have it happen. But what annoys the crap out of me yet is the slandering of my generation as lazy, good-for-nothing assholes. No, I know some lazy, good-for-nothing assholes. I went to school with some lazy, good-for-nothing assholes. I'm related to some lazy, good-for-nothing assholes. I can instantly tell you when somebody's being lazy. I can tell you when somebody's being a jerk, and I can tell you when somebody's being a royal goddamn prick. But for God's sake, we're not all like that. That is like having an entire room filled with 55,000 robots and 1 blender. You're going to call them all blenders because there's 1 blender in that room. That's the problem. You're literally blaming my generation for being lazy and disrespectful and idiotic because of some bad apples inside of it. Hey, here's a news flash. I know a couple bad apples spoil the whole thing, but we're not all like that. I hate being perceived as a lazy, good-for-nothing prick. Sure, I'm lazy, but I'm lazy because of a good reason. When I was going to school, if I showed my intelligence, I wound up having to be questioned half a dozen times. How'd you cheat? I didn't cheat. How'd you cheat? I didn't cheat. Why? Because I don't look like the type of person that's supposed to be intelligent. I look like the type of person that should be drooling on a desk or making moonshine out in the backwoods, according to some people. No, I am a nice person. Just because I can think differently from anybody else, or because I might be able to get an A now and then on a quiz and a test, doesn't mean that I goddamn cheated. So why do I seem lazy sometimes? That's the exact reason. Because when I went to school, I got picked on for being somewhat intelligent, so I gave the hell up on it. Because why keep having to defend myself for actually getting a good grade? How'd you cheat? For God's sake, I didn't cheat. I studied during lunch. I am sick and tired of my generation getting the bum's rush on this. Look, like I said, I know no generation's perfect. Hell, there's probably the next generation's going to be horrible, and they're going to be saying the same thing that I'm saying now. We need to end this. The cycle of blaming the next set of people is not the way to do things. Oh, but Andrew, it's so much easier. Yes, I know it's so much easier. It's been done for centuries. It's not my fault. Blame that one over there. Oh, no, I didn't tip over your cow. It's them down the street. It's so much easier to pass the buck off to somebody else rather than admit your own failures and foreshadowing the fact that you screwed up somewhere down the genetic gene pool. It's not my generation's fault because we had a great idea and ran with it. Your generation could have done the same thing, but you decided, no, we like this idea better. Our idea works. Okay, fine, your idea works. Our idea works too. We like our idea more than yours. What does that tell you? But I digress. I'm tired of auto insurance companies now trying to use my generation as a scapegoat to sell car insurance. Oh, but we can sell it cheap because your kids need to have car insurance. Come to us. They can still be on your policy, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg because they don't want to move out. They don't want to get jobs. They don't want to help you. They don't care. That's fucking bullshit. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you getting sick and tired of the generation bad-mouthing, the millennials smackdowns? Or do you think that they're right? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comment section below. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants.